About a week ago, Elon Musk updated Tesla shareholders on the company's plans for the next year or so. But in his speech, he said something that caught investors very much off guard. In fact, it completely reversed the direction of the stock after earlier that day, the company rose 4% on its earnings release. But before I tell you what he said, you have to understand the position Tesla investors are currently in, because they're really getting stretched at the moment. As you can see, the company's revenue growth has really stalled over the past couple of years, but at the same time, investors are holding out hope. While earnings have been sliding, the stock price has been rising, so much so that investors are now paying a PE ratio of 340. Yes, that means at current performance, if you bought the stock now, you'll make your money back in about 340 years. But here's the thing. That doesn't mean investors are just making the worst bet of all time. It just means they expect the company to grow the earnings a lot over the next year or two. And if they do, that will normalize the PE ratio. The earnings will rise, the PE will fall. That's very much the hope of Tesla investors. But now Elon is asking them for a little bit more patience, as he's announced that the company is not going to focus on making more money, but instead spending more. A lot more. Yes, Elon Musk has just announced a massive increase in capital expenditures across the next year in the quest of higher future revenue growth.
We're going to be substantially increasing our investments in the future, so you should expect to see a very significant increase in capital expenditures, but I think well justified for a substantially increased future revenue stream.
As per CNBC, Tesla announced that capital expenditures jumped 67% year over year to $2.49 billion this quarter, and their CFO basically said that this spending spree is only just getting started, as they plan for total Capex of $25 billion this year, which will be up 25% from last quarter's prediction and a massive $8.6 billion increase on what they spent in 2025. So just like the other Magnificent Seven companies, Tesla is adopting the approach of spend now and ask questions later.
And obviously Tesla's not alone in this. I think you've seen most, if not all, certainly the major technology companies substantially increasing their capital investments, and we're going to be doing the same. I think it's going to pay off in a very big way.
And this may very well be the case, but the point is it's stretching Tesla investors further and further, and who knows if they're going to go along with it. And this is where we get into the two sides of Tesla and why Tesla is fundamentally a controversial stock. The two sides are obviously the bulls and the bears. The bears, they see a car company that out of $22.4 billion in revenue for the quarter, they kept just $477 million. You know, a company with trailing 12-month earnings of $3.86 billion, valued at a staggering $1.2 trillion. It's a PE ratio over 300. Then you add in the capital expenditure costs rising by $8.6 billion this year, and they just don't want to touch it. They'll make their money elsewhere. But then you have the other side, the bulls that don't just see the company for where it is today, but where it could be in the future. They see Tesla not as one car company, but as a series of transformative businesses of the future, all under the Tesla umbrella. But this is the thing, right? Normally, if a PE ratio shoots up, implying investors are expecting the company to grow, this kind of starts a bit of a timer, because investors don't wait around forever. You can see it here for Nvidia. Investors were willing to bid up the stock price for a period of time while earnings were declining, because they expected the inflection point of growth to be just around the corner. As you can see, this spiked the PE ratio, but then a few quarters later, the PE fell back down to prior levels. Why? Because the company started really lifting their earnings per share, and that normalized the ratio. Investors moved first, the earnings caught up, and the PE reverted. But investors don't hold out hope forever. If Nvidia were unable to lift their earnings, we would still have seen the PE ratio normalize, but it would have been through a fall in the share price. And that's the very strange thing about Tesla's situation, because Tesla has such a cult-like following. Investors are actually holding out hope, and they have been for years. Since March 2024, the PE ratio has been on a climb. Earnings have slid, but investors have been optimistic about the future. In fact, as earnings fell, the stock price rose, and since then the PE ratio has just been on a solid march upwards, now to a very stretched value over 300. But why have investors given Elon Musk so much grace? Well, it comes down to the type of company that he's built. Tesla is a very strange company where Elon, he kind of tends to pivot the business to whatever the future of technology looks like at the time. For example, the company's original plan was just to make electric vehicles. That's it. If you read their original master plan, it's about making 3 generations of electric vehicles and a little bit of electric power generation. That was Elon's future of technology at the time. Then it became about autonomy, making the cars drive themselves. Then it became about humanoid robots. And now more recently, it's about data centers and chip fabs. And because Elon Musk is a self-confessed technologist, what it means is that Tesla is always planning to build something big, something new, something promising in the future. And what this means is that it's a company where there's always a story for an optimistic future that investors can cling onto. There's always a plan they're working on that can justify a high share price today. There's always a situation where investors can say, yeah, but think about the earnings in 5 years once they've done X, Y, Z. Now, that's a great thing for a company to be constantly trying to innovate and grow, but from an investing standpoint, because of this, you've got a stock which has basically been holding on to a high valuation for almost its whole existence. And that's the tricky thing about Tesla, because we're at a point now where the bulls are so optimistic that the numbers given in any quarterly update are almost totally irrelevant, because from their point of view, it all comes down to Elon's update on the future growth projects. At the moment, there's really 5 business segments that investors are watching. Number 1 is full self-driving in the RoboTaxi platform. This is the original future revenue driver of the Tesla story. And to be fair, looks like now they are genuinely close to getting it done.
We have a whole pipeline of major improvements for self-driving that we believe will lead to unsupervised full self-driving being available anywhere in the world that it is legal to do so. And then there's a version 15, hopefully by the end of this year, but certainly by early next year. And that will be a complete overhaul of the software architecture and will run on AI4. And at that point, we're really just increasing the safety level of FSD above human safety level even more. I think even within version 14, we're significantly safer than human, but B15 will take that to another level.
Of course, this is the big shift for Tesla, where they're going to try and move from competing with, say, like a BYD or a GM in EV sales to competing with Uber, being the company that offers the autonomous taxi service. Now, that service is already available in Austin, Texas, and Elon just announced that this will be expanding now to Dallas and Houston as well. So that's number 1. Then the second future revenue driver Tesla bulls are looking towards is, of course, Optimus, the humanoid robot. This one is a much longer term play. You might remember it was announced back in August 2021. And while at the time it was just a human in a suit, Optimus, to be fair, has come a long way in a short time. There are now videos of it doing basic tasks, walking around the Tesla factory, manipulating objects and so on. And while this one is still a long way from realistically even being remotely useful to the same level as a real human, Elon definitely talks about this product as being a major pillar of Tesla's total business going forward.
As you've heard me say a few times, I think Optimus will be our biggest product, not just Tesla's biggest product ever, but probably the biggest product ever. And I remain convinced of that conclusion.
Elon noted on the call that they're hoping for Optimus to be somewhat useful outside of Tesla at some point next year. And this is going to be one that the bulls see changing the business, not in a year or two, but in the next, say, 5 to 10 years. But it helps keep the dream alive and it keeps the PE ratio up. In their recent quarterly release, Tesla noted preparations for our first large-scale Optimus factory will begin shortly in Q2. The first generation line designed for 1 million robots per year will replace the Model S and Model X lines in Fremont. We are also preparing Gigafactory Texas for the second generation line, which is being designed for long-term annual production capacity of 10 million robots. Tesla bears call it insane, but Tesla bulls are still willing to pay up for that vision of the future. Then from there, the third big future growth driver for Tesla is, of course, their energy business. This includes solar, home batteries, and grid-scale solutions. Now, despite storage deployments actually falling to 8.8 gigawatt hours in Q1, Tesla's CFO did note that the company still expects to see 2026 beat 2025. And this is another business that at times has been touted as having higher potential than the auto business. Why? Well, because it's going from reshaping the future of cars to reshaping the future of the entire electricity grid. So the thesis is this side of the business should benefit greatly over time as more and more battery storage gets added to power grids around the world. For this side of the business, the company is currently building a new mega factory outside Houston, Texas, where they plan to build Megapack 3 for the Tesla Mega Block starting later this year. Then from there, The fourth revenue driver Elon talked about on the earnings call is, of course, the Tesla Semi. This is actually a really interesting product because it was announced all the way back in November 2017, with production supposed to start just 2 years later. Fast forward to today, there's only a handful of test units out there with customers, but it seems like that is about to change as the OG Gigafactory in Nevada is being built up as the Tesla Semi factory. So once scaled up, they're hoping this factory will build about 50,000 semi trucks per year, reshaping the world of logistics. And to be honest, this one sounds pretty boring, but I'm actually quite interested in how this particular product pans out, especially because trucking is just pure economics. Aesthetics don't matter, 0 to 60 times don't matter. It's just geeky old economics. And this is one the bulls see as a game changer as well. After all, there are 1.86 million businesses in the US that operate a truck. Yeah. And 13 million trucks total, with around 3 million of them being semis. So it'll be really interesting to see how much demand there is for this product and if they get the economics for it right, especially if diesel stays expensive. Could be a bit of a game changer. And that leads us to the fifth future growth driver that Tesla investors are looking forward to, and it is their Terafab chip building project. This one was announced very recently, so the details are scarce, but the plan here is to build a semiconductor manufacturing complex in Austin, built around the idea that Tesla's future businesses, RoboTaxis, Optimus, AI training, autonomous inference, are all going to need an enormous number of custom chips. So instead of relying entirely on outside suppliers like TSMC or Samsung, Musk wants Tesla to control more of the R&D and more of the manufacturing stack itself.
We're still working out the details of the Terafab. Tesla will be building the research fab on our Giga Texas campus. This is something we expect to be probably a $3 billion-ish initiative and capable of maybe a few thousand wafers per month. But it's really intended to try out ideas. The research fab, we have some ideas for improving the fundamental technology of how chips are made, and there's some new physics we'd like to test out. And then SpaceX is going to take care of like the initial phase of the scaled up Terafab, and that's what we've figured out thus far.
So they're the 5 core pillars of Tesla's future that Elon was talking about on this quarter's earnings call. And with all these projects having vast potential, but not actually generating revenue in the here and now, the ultimate effect you get is that 1, current performance doesn't really move the stock. 2, the stronger the future narrative, the stronger the current valuation. And 3, with earnings declining, that also gives rise to the monumental PEs that seem almost impossible to hold on to. But with that said, it's also a tense situation for Tesla shareholders because the stock is currently priced for all of these things to go really, really well. And with the rubber hitting the road on many of these projects, particularly RoboTaxi production and full self-driving getting really close, the next few years are probably going to be a pretty turbulent time for Tesla shareholders if things don't go perfectly. There'll likely be a lot of moving and shaking and updating of the share price from quarter to quarter as new information becomes available. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year and the year after that. It's kind of reminiscent of the Model 3 production ramp. I don't know if you guys remember that. It took much longer for Tesla to ramp the production of that car and thus the revenue from it. And if you look at Tesla stock through 2017, 2018, 2019, there was a lot of turbulence, right? Why? Because instead of believing Musk's perfect story of the future, investors were now getting very real financial data to base their conclusions off. So does this mean that Tesla is doomed to fail? No. Does it mean that Tesla stock is a certain winner? No. In the end, nobody knows. It'll depend totally on execution. But if I had to give my 2 cents, I'm going to guess the next 2 to 3 years for Tesla are going to be quite volatile. And if you're an investor, I just think it's wise to prepare yourself for that possibility. But with that said, if you'd be interested in learning about how to actually analyze businesses from top to bottom, the way that I do it, the way that Warren Buffett does it, I would absolutely love it if you pre-ordered my book, The New Money Strategy. This book comes out on May the 12th. So firstly, thank you to everyone so far that has supported it. It was a massive project. I really, really appreciate you guys showing your support for it. I can't wait for you guys to check it out. Obviously, I'm biased, but I do think it's a really, really good book. So check it out if you're willing and able. I would really, really appreciate it. Details can be found in the description and pinned comment. But with that said, guys, thanks very much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.